This is Weekdays with Wendy, and I'm reading from the Love Your Neighbor, No Exceptions daily flip calendar. Don't forget, you can get one by going by the downtown or the Edmond campus, or if you aren't able to get out or you live out of town, please contact the church and we'll be sure to get you one. This morning is a reading that's a scripture from Galatians chapter 5. You, my brothers and sisters, were called to be free, but do not use your freedom to indulge the flesh. Rather, serve one another humbly in love. This scripture reminded me of a story that I recently heard. A couple weeks ago, our whole nation was under these winter storms, and in the midst of that, there was a plumber from New Jersey by the name of Andrew Mitchell. He and his wife, Keisha, they had a sister-in-law that lived in Humble, Texas, near Houston, and they were kind of keeping tabs on her throughout the storm, and she lost water because some of her pipes burst because of the temperatures, the ice, and she started telling them about the plumbers in the area. She wasn't able to reach them, or they were charging exorbitant fees, or they wouldn't be able to come to her house for weeks. And so Andrew and his wife Keisha, their 2-year-old son Blake, and Keisha's brother Isaiah, who had just joined Andrew Mitchell's plumbing business as an apprentice, they loaded up their truck and made the 22-hour drive down to Texas. When they fixed his sister-in-law's kind of plumbing and took care of all of her needs, they started to look around and offer assistance to the people around them, around her house. One of them was a 71-year-old woman named Barbara Benson. She had been trying to get a plumber to her house. She'd been without water for over a week. She lived alone, and the plumbers either wouldn't return her call, they would be weeks, or some of them said they would charge her $2,000 just to come out and do an estimate. So here comes Andrew Mitchell and Isaiah, and they fix her plumbing so that she has water again. And they just ask her, okay, what is this worth to you? What are you able to give? They didn't try to kind of exploit the situation. He was free, Andrew was free to charge whatever he wanted, and he could have made a boatload of money. Everybody else was kind of doing it, but he had this spirit within him that he had been set free, not to use his freedom for his own indulgence, but rather to serve humbly in love. And so he went from house to house. He and Isaiah worked incredibly long, hard hours, starting work about 7 a.m. and many times not finishing till 2 a.m., trying to see between 6 and 10 houses per day. His wife had told Andrew, before they ever left New Jersey, that everyone has a time to shine. You have the gifts, you have the credentials, you have the experience to make a difference. You should go. And so he did. And again, he used his freedom to serve humbly in love. We all have been set free. And we should not use our freedom for our own indulgence, but rather that we might serve humbly in love. Have a great night.